Hey folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don. This is Rockin' the Country. I'm doing Lonestar. I actually grabbed this from my nephew's room when he moved down to Austin. He went to UT. He's been down there now for 8-9 years, and from Jersey. But when he was moving down there, he left this thing behind, and I snagged it. So anyway, shout out to you, Eric E-Rock. I'll leave that there for this one. Tequila Talking. This was requested by Saremile. Saremile made a gift to the channel for me to do this one, and Saremile is down there about 2 hours north of Houston. So she's a true Lonestarian, I guess you could say, a true Texan. Thank you, Saremile, for this gift and request. All right, let's see what Lonestar has. Tequila. Last time I had tequila, 40 years ago, I was in Mexico. And if you've ever had tequila in Mexico, you might not drink it again. That's what happened to me. Let's see what Tequila Talkin' does. Boop. Oh, that did not start the way I expected. Is it a sad truth?
I caught about that conversation that I had with you last night.
Oh boy.
It must have been a combination of shooters and neon lights. And I didn't really mean to say I've been losing it since you left. Yeah, I may have said the words, but they came from somewhere else. It was just the tequila talking when I told you I'm still not over you. I get a little sentimental. I've had one or two, and that tear in my eye was the salt in the lime, not the memory of you walking. If I said I'm still in love with you, it was just the tequila talking.
I think we know this isn't true.
I don't know what they put in Cuervo that got me to say those things. Usually I wouldn't care so much or make such a scene, but seeing you there in that dress you were wearing just drove me right out of my head. So don't hold me responsible for anything I might have said. It was just the tequila talking when I told you I'm still not over you. I get a little sentimental, and I've had one or two, and that tear in my eye was the salt and the lime, not the memory of you walking. If I said I'm still in love with you, it was just the tequila talking. If I said I'm still in love with you, it was just the tequila talking.
This is good. Oh. You know why that was so good? It's because we still don't know if he's telling the truth or not. We don't know if he was really feeling that way about her, or if it was just the addition of tequila in his system that he saw her dress. Of course, that's a turn on. You're drunk. Some of your reservations are gone. He's clearly been with her before, no question about it. So animal instincts kicking in, just old habits die hard, but Saremile, that was good because we still don't know, and therefore she doesn't know if he was telling the truth or not. But it would hurt to hear those words. If she wanted to hear those words that he had said when he was drunk, presumably the night before, if she liked what she was hearing, that he's still not over her and all that, and now he comes back the next day when he's sober and says, that was just a tequila, I don't really feel that way. It's like, well, which way do I go? It would be hard to hear those words the next day if you'd wanted to hear them the night before. That's the thing about alcohol. Does it bring out more of the truth of what you're thinking and feeling? Or does it change it? I guess both. I tend to lean toward not the full truth when you've been drinking. It alters the brain chemistry. It's funny. I'm going to go full nerd here. There's the brain-blood barrier, right? One of the reasons why the brain doesn't get infected, like when we get a cold or we get a flu or whatever, it doesn't affect the brain because there's what's called the brain-blood barrier. And what feeds the brain, the blood that carries the oxygen and other nutrients and liquids, so to speak, that it needs, fluids that it needs, it goes through the capillaries. And capillaries only carry a blood cell at a time. And I believe this is correct, everybody's blood cell on planet Earth is the same size, which is how you're able to take blood from one person here and put it in another. The cells in the blood are the same size, which means it will still work with the machinery of your capillaries and your venous system and all that. But very few molecules are small enough to make it into the brain. And that's why, like Alzheimer's drugs and any drugs designed to affect dementia, for instance, or the plaque in the brain and affect different aspects of it. The initial challenge for the pharmaceutical companies and the chemists designing these chemicals is it has to be small enough to make it into the brain. And then it has to do what it's designed to do. And that's just so difficult. Well, it just so happens alcohol is small enough to get into the brain, which is why it affects us. And I think caffeine is another one that is a small enough molecule to make it into the brain. And certain drugs are too. Gosh, I don't know if heroin or cocaine or whatever. I'm not sure. I was listening to a seminar a while ago. But anyway, I know alcohol gets in there. And so that's why I tend to think that once that chemical is in there, that it isn't necessarily embellishing or just bringing out what you already think or feel. I think it's altering it, but who knows? I don't know. This is one of these songs, though, where you're like, well, what is it? Are you really feeling this way? But that just goes to show that we don't know when you're when you've had alcohol. Tequila is a drug, too. Excuse me on this one. Tequila isn't even alcohol. It's a drug. It just is different. It's a different effect. And one of the reasons I don't drink it, and I loved it. I mean, when I was down in Mexico, of course, I loved it, doing poppers and all that. But that's when you're in your early 20s. So, loved his voice. I love the instrumentation on this. It was unexpected. When a song comes in with a piano, we're usually in for a different sort of song, a little bit more somber. And that's what this was. Now, it's not always the case. Sometimes it comes in like Jerry Lee Lewis and it goes crazy, up-tempo and fun. This was not that. This was reflective. I'm going to rate this, Saremile. God, did I love that song. The number that popped into my head was a 9.3. That's a song. I mean, that's clearly a country song, but that's a song. Be surprised if somebody else didn't try to take it for rock or rap and sample it or do something with it, because the lyrics in this, those are universal. So, all right, guys. You can thank Saremile for that. Okay. Have a great day. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking the country.